bonus episode.
A very special bonus episode of Pretty Basic.
You just can't get rid of us.
How do you go about navigating friendship when it feels scary to fully attach or give someone a title like best friend?
This literally feels like when you're who says I love you first.
A few months ago, he asked me to stop drinking, but he told me that if I don't completely stop, he will break up with me. And Alisha, I can feel she's itching to say something.
But we love you.
And we want the best for you.
We do, Anonymous.
Break up with him. And let's get to this solicited advice. Thank you, Google, for sponsoring this episode.
The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Pretty Basic. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Pretty Basic. I'm your co-host, REMI Parsons.
And I'm your other co-host, Alisha Marie. Welcome to a bonus episode.
I like the shimmy. A very special bonus episode of Pretty Basic.
You just can't get rid of us.
No, we have things to yap about and we needed to talk some things out. We just needed some bestie time. So we figured, let's come to the studio. Let's do a bonus ep.
I'm really in my advice era
I saw your video that you posted.
Thank you.
Yes.
I did. I posted a main channel video. If you guys remember, when you were gone, I did an episode solo and I didn't even plan what to talk about. I was just that day I was in a yapping mood, but I talked about having ADHD. I talked about being single in my 30s. You guys really seemed to like that. So shameless self promo. I ended up filming a main channel video on my YouTube channel and everyone has been loving it, which meant so much.
Good. No, I think that it's really cool. And also so many people are in both of our boats. Like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of people are single in whatever year they're at, or a lot of people obviously just got married or in relationships. So I think it's really fun, especially to have the podcast where it's two so different lives and personalities and journeys and things coming together. And I think it's really cool that you give so much advice to people who probably are looking for advice about that.
Thank you. I also try to keep it just like stuff I've learned and trying to make it seem like it's not necessarily the only and right way, but it's just these are things I've learned. Hopefully it can help someone or whatever, because that is the one weird thing with advice. Like obviously life is so different on so many different reasons. There's so many different factors, but we did want to share more advice with you guys. Dare I say, no, I can't say unsolicited advice.
It's solicited advice.
It is
today.
very solicited
Yes.
because we asked you guys to send in questions. So we were the ones soliciting you to send in the advice, and you willingly are sending
Or rather,
us.
are they soliciting us?
They are, because they're the ones who are saying, hey, please give
help,
us
help. And here's the thing. You may or may not apply our advice, and we hope that it works out for you if you do. But if it doesn't, feel free to write in again and we will try it again.
And if it doesn't, it is not our fault.
No, we will not take responsibility. No, we're just kidding. But it's the same thing though. Also, every situation is different. Everybody's lives are different, but we are here to help you guys in any way that we can, whether that is just providing you some companionship when you're driving to work, or maybe you are procrastinating your homework and you want to watch a Pretty Basic episode. Maybe you just want some friends to listen to yap, or maybe you need advice, and today we are here to help you.
We are here to help. So if you're not subscribed, definitely subscribe to hopefully one of your favorite podcasts. We love you guys so much. And also, we asked you guys to send in and email us questions.
Yes, if you guys need advice at any time, feel free to email hello@prettybasic.com. Any questions you have, whatever it is. And we love you so much. And let's get to this solicited advice.
Let's get it.
First off, this one is from Christine. Hi, Christine. She says, hi, Remy and Alisha. I need some advice about friendships, and I thought you two would have the best advice about this. Sometimes I get caught up thinking about the future, like who my bridesmaids would even be one day, and it honestly makes me spiral a little. Not because I don't love the people in my life, but because friendship has always felt complicated for me. I've never called anyone my best friend, not because I haven't had people I've been close to. I have, but because the title scares me. It feels like a promise I'm afraid to make, or maybe a label I'm scared to give in case they don't feel the same or it doesn't last. And the truth is, all my friendships feel so different. They each know such separate versions of me, and it's hard to picture them all together in one room. Like, would they even connect? Would I feel like I belong in that moment, or like I'm stretching myself in different directions trying to make it all make sense? I think part of me is afraid of detachment, afraid that if I get too close, something will shift and I won't know how to handle the distance. So I keep some space just in case. But I'm curious, do any of you ever feel this way? How do you go about navigating friendship when it feels scary to fully attach or give someone a title like best friend? I'd really love to hear your guys' thoughts on this. Love you guys.
Wait, that was like beautiful, and honestly my heart like breaks for her. That was so sweet. Thank you for sending it in. And that was very vulnerable of you.
Very vulnerable. I have to say off the bat, I have felt that way everything you said, I felt before. I really have. I've gone through so many different journeys in my life with friendship. A lot of them have been online for the public to see, but I really do think that I felt very alone in that before. The idea of like losing friends or calling someone your best friend, being scared to call someone your best friend, like everything you said, I've completely felt before. For me personally, I always wait to call someone my best friend till they call me their best friend.
Did you do that with me?
I've never called anyone my best friend first, ever in my life. Even like with you, sometimes I'm like, that's my best friend. Like I get nervous.
Wait, whoa, that's crazy.
It's just such a big title
but
to
that's
give.
also crazy because I feel like you're always, to me, you have so many best friends. You're like, oh, my best friend,
Yes.
like.
But like that's solidified once they call me their best friend.
Wow.
And also, I know I do. Here's the thing. I know I have a lot of friends, and I know to the public, it looks like I have a lot of friends. And I do have a lot of friends, but best friend is a very special category. Also, like even within best friend, there's obviously like a best friend category. We all, right? Is that just me? Is that just me?
I mean, like, you have a best friend and like they're just so different, which is what she said. Like we're so different. I'm just kidding. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm shut up.
No. I just want to say I understand everything that you're saying. It feels really big, and I think with the right person, whether they call you their best friend first or you call them your best friend first, you know that moment when you say it to someone or like you hear it and then you're like, oh my God, they think that I'm like their best friend. Like it is a little bit of a courageous leap. And no, I've never been courageous enough to take it. I really think I could have, and it could have been reciprocated well. Like you do know in your heart when like someone is your best friend. And so I think really trust your gut in regards to calling someone your best friend.
This literally feels like when who says I love you first.
To me, it feels that big though sometimes.
I never knew you felt this way.
Yes.
This is why I love this podcast. I find out so many new things about you every single time we record.
I take friendship very seriously. I take best friendship very seriously. I take best friendship very seriously. So I do. And so I don't think it's just something to throw around. But I also understand, I hear everything that you're saying about calling someone your best friend. I also don't think you necessarily have to. Like it will just come up naturally if you want to wait like I do. It is a very secure place to be. But I also hear you on, first off, bridesmaids. You don't need to think that far ahead. Also, you could have one bridesmaid, you could have 10 bridesmaids, you could have 0 bridesmaids. Like I know what you're saying because I also thought about that a lot. And even throughout my whole life, thinking about old best friends that I had that unfortunately we're not in each other's lives anymore. I had this moment leading up to the wedding that I was actually really sad about because I was like, wow, at one point, there were people in my life that I did think were going to be bridesmaids. I did think we're going to be at the wedding, and unfortunately they weren't. But also at the same time, like so much time has passed with all those people that I feel so much gratefulness for them. And also like, obviously we weren't meant to be in each other's lives, but you know, I do think it was really beautiful at one point that we were close enough that they would have been in my bridal party and vice versa. So I just don't think that's something you have to worry about now.
I was going to say, as someone who I've never felt that way about saying someone's my best friend first, but I have related a lot to commitment issues. And one thing that I don't know if it's just my ADHD, but even if someone was to ask me, what's your favorite movie? I can't give you an answer because I'm like, well, when? And like, what time of my life? And what mood am I in? And like, I struggle so much with just saying favorites of things. So one thing that's helped me with that is instead, like just answering it as of now. So my favorite movie right now is blank. My favorite whatever now is blank. Then bringing that to what you're saying about like bridesmaids and friendships, it's fine for you to be like, in this season of my life, my best friend is this person. Maybe it'll change. It doesn't have to be a commitment for your whole life.
I like that.
Each era can be different. And I think that has at least helped me take off pressure of what's my favorite color to, you know, who would be in my bridal party. Like if you were to ask me even now, Rim, like who would I have? I can't give you a proper answer because I don't know who I'll be close to at that time in my life. Mm-hmm. But I can give you my answer if my wedding was tomorrow, as of now.
Yeah.
So I feel like that kind of helps me not overthink so much and spiral, because it is so easy to spiral with stuff like this. And I think also the more secure you, like it took me a long time, like even when I met Rim, I was like, I'm so jealous of this girl. She has like such a social butterfly. She has like so many friends wherever she goes. Like she would be my emotional support person if we were like going to get coffee with someone, because I'm like, I don't know if I could go just me. And like it took me so long to realize, oh, just because I'm not like that, like doesn't mean like, that's okay. It's okay if I have a smaller group of close friends and that's it. It's okay if people think I'm more of a loner. It's okay if people think maybe I'm not as nice or whatever, like trying to let go of like caring as much, because I'm like, you know what? That's just how I am. That's my personality. And it's okay if I don't have 20 girls. No one's going to care if you have 20 people in your bridal party or 2, or if they stand with you or if they sit, like it doesn't matter.
Even going off the bridal party thing, obviously just because it was more recent, I had some people in my life tell me like, oh my gosh, when, you know, I got married and this was my bridal party and, you know, we're not friends anymore. Or like, I had that actually happen quite a few times. And I do know it actually like is a common quote unquote curse that happens.
Or also, sorry to interrupt, but
good.
I remember even just being little looking at my mom's wedding photos and I was like, who's this person? And she's like, oh, she was a really good friend. I haven't seen her in 20 years. Like it just naturally happens.
Yes, I've heard that happen a lot. And for me, what I kept telling myself is right now, these people are super, super, super close to me. I'm super, super close to them. They mean so much to me in my everyday life currently right now. And I think that's what's really beautiful. The same idea that like weddings, you remember that conversation of like weddings don't have to be timeless because they're like of that certain time. It's the same thing. I like that when I look at the wedding photos, you know, God forbid one day down the road, maybe someone and I are not going to be as close, but I'll look at the photos, even if we have a massive blow up, I'll still look at those photos and be like, that person at that time meant so much to me. And that's why I chose them.
Yeah.
Not like a negative anything with that.
Yeah.
The other thing that I wanted to touch on was you mentioned the fear of mixing different friend groups. I will say I am the queen of making everyone be friends with each other. Not even be friends, but just like I love Ollie. I love Alisha. At one point, Ollie and Alisha did not know each other, but I was really close to Ollie. I was really close to Alisha. And I was like, oh my God, we should all hang out. And they ended up hitting it off and also becoming best friends. And I think that's so cool. There have been other people in my life that I've introduced to Ollie, that I've introduced to Alisha, that I've introduced to Kay, like anybody else in my life. And they're always going to be nice to each other because they're all nice people. And we all have a common interest, which is me. I'm just kidding. But like, obviously we have things in common. Like even Kay and I, obviously like we have like a lot of like history and like crafty things. And so like, it was fun for you to see like that part of our friendship during everything.
Like if Kaylee and I went to the same school, I wouldn't think we'd necessarily be best friends, but having you like be that middle person for us, it's so special to have a friendship with someone where it's like, wow, I would have never really known of you if it wasn't for you introducing us.
For
you know
sure.
What I mean?
And I'm sure when you see Kay and I, you're like, oh my God, that's a different side of Rem than you and I get, because you and I have different interests. But at the end of the day, also, while you guys are not best friends, you still love each other because we all have mutual love for each other. You love the friend that Kay is to me. Kay loves the friend that you are to me. And I think that I think the idea of mixing friends, honestly, I've never had like a bad scenario of mixing friends. It's just some people really hit it off more than others, and that's just it. So I don't think that's something you should be afraid of. I don't think you should force it by any means, but I do think just, trust that there's mutual love for you and for the friends with each other. We're going to take a quick little break, and today we're not just talking about trending looks, we're trying them on virtually with Google Shopping.
I have to say, I'm extra excited for fall because now that I've learned my color analysis and the colors that complement me the best, fall's my time.
Fall is when you can actually start to experiment with your look and your makeup, which is so much fun.
The fact that we can literally just sit here and try things on from our couch.
Okay, Alisha, let's dive into some really fun fall makeup trends today. I personally feel like experimenting with some moody lip colors.
Okay, you try that. I've been wanting to try new blushes, but I feel like it can be so intimidating to find things that actually look good on without trying it on in person.
Okay, so I go to Google and I type in Shop Fenty lip gloss. Okay, we're gonna start with hot chocolate. Ooh, okay, I love this. This is perfect for fall. It's like a nice dark brown. Wow, it looks really nice on. Oh, Riri. Oh, I love this. I love it. It looks really cute. Normally, I would think this is like too pinky on my lips, but I love it. I feel like this is actually my perfect color. It's so good. I think I'm gonna get all of these right now.
Okay, wait, let's try more. Okay, right now I have on the Fenty Beauty Cheeks Out Cream Blush. This is Petal Poppin'. This is my color. I will say it always looks so different on than just the swatches you see online, and I feel like this looks so good. No, it's Riri. Riri's my color. This is that extra oomph. Wow, I need to change up my makeup routine. Adding Riri to cart, I never would have thought this would be my color, but I'm obsessed.
Whether you're looking for a new back-to-school look, that big internship, or date night look, Google Shopping has you covered. Literally. To give it a try yourself and leave a comment to let us know what you think about the tool. Thanks, Google Shopping.
Try it out and shop back to school essentials by scanning the code on your screen here. Okay, I'll go next. This one is from Olivia. It says, hi ladies, I'm 24 years old, turning 25 in September, and recently I've been having so much anxiety about the passing of time. I feel like the last year of my life flew by and I'm constantly scared that time is slipping away from me and I'm not making the most of it. As girls in their early 30s, how do you not have anxiety about the passing of time and the fear that you're going to miss your 20s? Thank you.
I do. I've had a lot of fear about time passing by too quickly. So please know you are not alone. I feel like just the bottom line of all of these is you're not alone. I promise. Like we feel all those things too. And if we feel it, then a lot of other people feel it as well.
I feel like I should at least start with the fact that 25 was such a pivotal year for me. I feel like almost everyone it is. And 25 is like for me, it was just, they say your frontal lobe develops then. So I feel like that was also a year I also like struggled so much with anxiety. I just like didn't know who I was. So I think just like give yourself grace in general when it comes to that. And
also Saturn's return.
Saturn's return is right before 30. Like the first half of your 20s, you're like, I'm young, I'm hot, I'm going around, I have no adults telling me what to do. The second half of your 20s is you realizing like, oh, who am I and what am I doing? And I should have my life together. And like it's such a different, I feel like for me, at least it was before B 25 and A 25, like before 25, after 25, it was such a stark difference for me. So I think just one, that's like part of growing up is your mindset changes because you're just getting older, but I think don't compare yourself to anyone or anyone's timelines. I think that's the biggest advice I can give you. Another thing is I actually read something that blew my mind. Obviously it was on TikTok, maybe it was Instagram. Regardless, I don't know if this is true or scientific, but it makes sense to me. It was saying the older you get, the reason why time is flying by so much faster is because your brain isn't making new memories. The first day of school when you were like 6, like you remember your childhood so much because your brain is forming new memories and you're doing new things. But around your 20s, for the most part, once you get into a routine, like your brain is thinking, I don't need to remember every single day of work. I don't need to remember every single day of XYZ because it's not monumental. So I saw something that said to just try more hobbies or like try new things because our brain is a muscle. Like you need to work it out the way you would work out your body. So just like try different things that you're not used to and it actually helps you be more present because your brain's not putting it in long-term memory right away.
I like that a lot. I think for me right now, as I said, I've been struggling with the idea of time going by so quickly. And I was even talking to Heath about this recently because he obviously is moving and then they're having their first baby. And I was like, that's 2 big life checklist things that you just checked off. And then I was talking to my mom about it actually because I was telling her, I was like, I just got married and I was like, that's 1 big life checklist check that I'm never going to get back. And it made me actually really sad. And she's like, you can't look at it like that. She's like, now you're moving on to newlywed life. Like there's so many more things. Instead of in my head, I feel like I had like on my life checklist, first day of school, job, college, you know what I mean? Like like big things, getting married, getting engaged, getting married, baby, die. Like actually these big life things. And my mom was like, you can't think about things like that. You really do have to focus in on like the small little mini things underneath that, all the sub points under the big checklist, like, you know, enjoying newlywed life, you know, whether it is like even if like having a baby, like all the little like things that come under that versus just like, boom, have a kid, boom, die. So I've been really trying to focus on the monotonous things, on the small things. I will say the minute things, not monotonous things, the minute things. I would say also I've caught myself a lot just trying to get to the next big thing, whether that's like a trip that I have or whether that's like, oh, I have this work thing that I'm not looking forward to. Okay, like I'm dreading the days to get to that. And then the days go by honestly really quickly or really slowly depending. I think it's more of just taking it day by day, but also I don't really have the most advice for you right now because I am also feeling this way. But I will say at least in my 20s, I do feel like I blinked and my 20s went by. Like I remember being at my 21st birthday like it was yesterday, which is really scary to me. But I've also just been looking through photos a lot more. And I feel like just doing that, because I don't have the best memory, it really helps me remember, or looking at old vlogs, being like, oh my God, this feels like 10 years ago and also feels like yesterday. Like, it helps me kind of ground myself with not feeling like time's going by too fast, because when you look at it that way, it's like, oh my God, I did so much, but it feels like I did nothing.
It's crazy because I actually feel like that's come easier to me in my life. I remember distinctly, even when I was a senior in high school and it was a few months out from graduating, everyone was just so excited to graduate. They couldn't wait for the next, like, whatever. I had so many adults be like, oh, are you excited? Are you just counting down the days to leave? And for whatever reason, I just remember thinking, no, like, I'm very happy with the speed this is going. I'm really going to sit and just focus on, I have 2 more months of this chapter. And like, that just came natural to me. So I feel like that's something that I look at that to-do list of, like, for instance, obviously I'm not married, I'm not dating someone. So I'm like, one day I want that. So wow, this could be like the last year that I'm single ever in my life. So like, what do I need to do today to really appreciate that? Or I even saw, anytime I see newer moms posting and saying how tired they are, and they're like, wow, what I would just give to have one day of just rotting on the couch watching TV. I'm like, hi, I do that all the time. Let me like enjoy it. Let me like, wow, let me think of my future self who just has to get up for a crying baby every 2 seconds, which I'm sure I'll love that little peanut to death. But I'm going to be like, damn, I missed that time. So I try to have those moments a lot where I sit and be like, wow, I'm going to miss this. Like, even right now, one day we're going to look back and be like, wow, I miss when it was just us gabbing before we had little peanuts. You know what I mean? Like, I like how I call them peanuts.
Calling a peanut.
Like, one day we're going to look back and be like, wow, I missed that time. Not that we wish we could go back, but it's like, oh, that was such a special time. I wish we like didn't take it for granted, you know?
For sure. Even thinking how we used to record in our network studio, and we always were like, oh my God, one day we'll have our own studio. Boom, we've been here for like 4 years now or something. Like, it is so fun to dream and imagine big things, which I love, and everyone should do that. But also it's really good to slow down and be in the present, which I'm not good at. I was that person in high school who was like, I just want to get out of here. Oh my God, I can't wait to move. I can't wait to move. And now I'm like, when I go home, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it's like, it went by so fast. So I think being in the present, I've learned I'm bad at that, but I'm going to work on it.
I think especially newlywed life, I think like the next chapter, I keep thinking this is such a special moment. Now you get how my brain works. I'm like, this is such a special moment for you and Cal and the girls. But like again, it's so precious, like the time you have right now.
Yeah.
And once you have a kid, like your life's forever different.
I like your mindset shift though, because I've been really sad about it. I'm like, oh my God, like now it's on to the next life check that I have, which I think is why I had such a sad time at the wedding, honestly, because I was kind of just like, oh my God, I was mourning what hadn't even happened yet.
Yeah. You were already mourning, oh, this is done. But you're like, no, I'm living it. It's happening right now. Even the days after, it's still the time you got married.
You're
you
gonna have the best time at your wedding, just so you know. You are. I wish I had that. That's amazing. I really do. But I do think, to whoever wrote in about this question and myself, we both can, and a lot of other people, I'm sure, take Alicia's mindset. It's a good mindset to have.
One thing that turned out good.
Okay, this one's anonymous. My boyfriend and I have been dating for 2 years now, and he's truly amazing to me. A few months ago, he asked me to stop drinking. I want to be clear, I've never had a problem with alcohol, never been reckless, and I'm always a responsible drinker, and I have been very respectful to not get super drunk around him. I don't come from a background of addiction, and drinking has never caused any issues in my life. His reasons are personal, and I do understand that. Out of respect, I tried to compromise and suggested I only drink during special occasions or on vacation, or maybe just a fun little drink with dinner. But he told me that if I don't completely stop, he will break up with me. I didn't want to seem like I was choosing alcohol over him, so I agreed to stop. But now I feel frustrated and stuck. I used to enjoy going out with my friends or having a casual drink. It helped me feel free and fun. I feel like I've lost a part of that freedom, and it's affecting my happiness. I love him so much. We have a deep connection, and he's my first real boyfriend. But I also don't know if I can live like this long term, especially in my young adult life when I want to enjoy experiences with friends and family. Should I try to bring up the topic again and compromise, or should I stay silent? Is this a valid reason to break up? Please help. Also, I love you guys. I've been watching you since high school. Sending you guys so much love. Thank you. Love you so much. And Alisha adjusted and she's got something to say. I can tell. I can feel she's itching to say something. And I hope it's what I want to say too.
He's not your person. I'm so sorry. And I'm going to go tough love route right now. Obviously, if you were here in person, I'd be like, girl, it's okay. You know what I mean? But like, the second I heard that, I actually had a friend who was in the same exact situation where the boyfriend didn't drink. So he basically, I don't know how their conversations went, but she didn't drink because he didn't drink. And it was a very like, no, I'm not allowed to kind of thing. I think if a man is ever trying to dictate anything, whether it's what you wear, what you put in your body, anything like that, like they are not your person. That is so manipulative. And also it's like, what's his, you know, his reasons. You said they're personal. That's fine. Me staring at this camera, like looking at her. You obviously know his reasons, but to me, it gives when the cheater is concerned that you're cheating. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, what about it? Even let's say the best scenario is not the best scenario. Let me tone it down. Let me be more empathetic. Okay. Let's say he actually has a valid reason. Maybe he had a family member or close friend, you know, have a very hard time with substances. Okay. Even if that is the case, that is on him to not be so triggered by you if you were to have a single drink out. I think that's like my mom, like her parents were severe alcoholics. So she always hated the idea of Ashley and I drinking, but she also knew she couldn't dictate what we do. Like, I just feel like if he's willing to break up with you over this and threaten to break up over it, then he's trying to control you. And there will be other things he'll try to control in your life. I'm not saying you don't love him. I'm not saying part of him doesn't love you, but I do think these are some red flags where in the future you would look back and think, wow, I should have noticed these red flags.
Yeah, I don't think it sounds like he's not open to compromising about this. So, and you're already growing resentment towards him, and understandably so. I don't like the ultimatum of it all. I don't think there should ever be an ultimatum in a healthy relationship. So I agree. I just don't think it's your person. I understand he has personal issues with it and totally understand that. But I think that he needs a partner then who is sober for their own reasonings.
Yes. And I also have another friend currently where her husband also struggled, and she like willingly to be supportive was like, I'm obviously going to be mindful and not drink around you. But also if she's out with her friends, he would never tell her like, oh no, you can't. Like, so I think that those are the wordings that I'm really worried about. And
the threatening to break up is really manipulative. I agree.
Yeah. I think what I would do in this situation is think of what you want. And I think it's fine for you to present like, hey, I want to compromise, or then this just isn't working. And I know that would be very, very, very hard, especially your first boyfriend. I like fully understand that, but I hope you know, like, your right person, whether he's able to grow into this or not, or if it's completely someone else, would never make you choose like that ever. You deserve better. School Alisha out.
I second all of that.
Sorry if that came out harsh, but we love you.
And we want the best for you.
We do, Anonymous.
And break up with him.
All right. The next one is from Sarah. Hi, besties. First, I just want to say I've been watching you guys for years, and I'm a silent listener, so this is my first time ever writing in / commenting.
Hi,
oh my
Sarah.
God. Silent listeners, we know you're out there, and we love you just as much. Don't you worry.
Thank you for writing in.
Okay, so I need advice. I just turned 30 and just moved out of my parents' house and bought my own place. I was always embarrassed of staying at home until now, but grateful for the money I saved up to buy my first place. Respect. Within the past year, I got out of an emotionally abusive 6-year relationship, so seeing myself grow to this point, this is a huge accomplishment. So living alone is exciting and scary. Any advice of being scared to live alone or things to help with coping and being excited living alone? Any advice I'd appreciate. Also, thank you both for being my comfort during dark times in my life. You both bring joy in my life more than you know. Love, Sarah.
Love you, Sarah. We're so proud of you. That's all of those things were huge feats. So we're so proud of you. Glad that you are safe, and you should be so proud of yourself. Mm-hmm. I think that, moving out in general is it's such an exciting time, but it's also a really stressful time. There's a ton of new stressors that come into your life. You've got bills to pay for the first time in your life. You've got to keep your house clean. You've got to do your laundry. There are so many things that come with it that you don't even anticipate or know until you're in the scenario. Might I suggest checking out my friend Michelle Yeji, because she is literally 30 and she just moved out for the first time ever, and she's been vlogging the whole experience, and it's been really fun to watch her whole journey. So I have to first off just say you should check out her content, because you guys are in a very similar place right now, and it's really, really, really cool to see.
I think also I'm so glad that you mentioned you were grateful for the money you saved up, like you shouldn't be embarrassed at all about this being the first time you have moved out. And even as Rim said, like a lot of people are also in this boat. So I think don't even have an ounce of, oh, I'm behind in life. Like most people figure this out, whatever, like not at all. My advice for living alone would honestly be let the space be exactly what you want. Like, again, as we mentioned earlier, this is a special time in your life. You're going to look back at this chapter of where you currently are. You're on your new place. You just got rid of a lot of baggage that wasn't meant for you. And I think just be excited and focus on the fact that like this is your place. You can decorate it however you want. You can eat whatever food you want. Like you can do what you can sit on the counter and eat. You don't have like, it's literally such a fun time. Have girls' nights, invite friends over, like get it worn into where it feels homey. I really, also as someone who gets scared easily, I sleep with basically a nightlight every night. Like I always like leave my bathroom light on, and that's fine. It took me years to not feel embarrassed about that. But like, I just sleep better, and we all know I need my sleep.
Yeah, I think also just for me, living alone, my biggest thing was safety and security and things like that. So I don't know if this is bad. Well, it's not bad advice to give, but I just don't know if it's like applicable to this, but be aware of your surroundings when you're walking from your car into your apartment. Make sure when you're driving home, cars aren't following you. You can look up different little tips and things. Like for instance, if you have sliding doors, like put a stick so that they can't open the door from the outside. I know this sounds kind of dumb, but for me, I was always so scared living alone and being kind of farther away from family and not really having friends in the area. So I think safety obviously comes very first. I agree. It's so exciting. It's such a celebratory time. So I think just soak it all up. You know, I watched the most YouTube when I first moved out on my own. I constantly just had like YouTube videos on replay, on autoplay, so that I never felt alone.
Noise,
so I never felt alone. Podcasts obviously are a big thing now too, so that's really helpful. But
also I would say get to know your neighbors. Obviously don't go around advertising that you are a young girl living alone. What I would do is have a friend with you and just introduce yourself to your neighbors, and then they can assume that that person lives with you. Like I loved when I first moved, my parents were over a lot, so I felt safe feeling like, oh, people don't know that it's just, you know, that I'm young and stuff. But that being said, if it wasn't for my mom making friends with all my neighbors, like now I have a few of them in my phone. Anytime there's any weird activity, we always are texting each other. They check in on me. Like they are such a godsend. So I feel like obviously trust your gut when it comes to meeting people, but I do think it's good just to like have someone close by in case you need someone.
okay, this one is tea. This is mother-in-law drama. Ooh. Anonymous, obviously, understandably so.
I would be too.
Hi, Remy and Alisha. I just wanted to start this by saying, I know you guys maybe haven't been in this situation, but I would love your input. So I met my significant other back in 2022 on Tinder, and we kind of did move very quickly. We found out we were pregnant after being together for 3 to 4 months. I know. I have a little girl from a previous thing, so I'm used to the mother role. So after a few months, we moved in together, and this is where things got rocky. His mom called me by his ex's name multiple times, which I've already gotten over. And once baby was here, I did ask his family not to post baby because I knew some of his family still had his ex on socials. Anyways, this whole time she would post pictures of the baby, which bothered me so much. I didn't feel comfortable. Also, my fiance and I are more private, always have been, and that created more drama and we just couldn't get along. So then the next issue, we live on opposite sides of town from his family, so I'd always hear, mostly from his mom, that I wouldn't let her spend time with the baby. We both work and I went back to work pretty quickly after the baby, so it's not like we were purposely trying to not go over. We just didn't have any time and energy. Fast forward now 2 years later, we get married in September. Congratulations. And now the issue is that she's inviting people that we don't want at the wedding. Mind you, our wedding is just civil at the courthouse and a family dinner after at our home. We want an intimate celebration. We've tried telling her that it's not this big thing, trying to hint we have a budget, but at the end of the day, I'm always the bad guy. Again, I know you won't relate, but I would love an outside perspective. Hopefully I have enough context.
I mean, you have an in-law, so, and I don't, so it's probably easier said than done on my end. But I will say, if you do not start setting boundaries, it's only going to continue / or get worse. I feel like at the end, you mentioned that you guys have been hinting. I think it needs to be a more direct, I'm not sure how you're hinting, but as a person who hates conflict myself, like, just because you're like, oh, yeah, we'd rather not, like, that's not you sitting them down being like, hey, I'm so sorry, like this is a deal breaker for me or something like that, because the mother-in-law is gonna squirm her way as much as she can, like give an inch, take a mile vibe. Like, so I think you guys need to, also you and your husband obviously need to be like a united front and have the same thing. You need to make sure he's not saying different things to her, and like there's no mixed signals, because you shouldn't be the bad guy. Obviously, it's really hard to be in this position, and you love your husband, and obviously you wouldn't leave because the mother-in-law, but I do feel like this is a common issue that a lot of people have.
Yeah, I would say this is obviously, it's become your issue, but I really do think this is your husband's job to handle. And I do think vice versa. If your parents were, you know, creating conflict, I think that it's your job to handle. Personally, that's how Cal and I move. Obviously, we are a united front and we do talk to them together, but ultimately I do think it should be your husband. Like, you guys can sit down as a couple with, whether it's his mom and dad or just his mom, and you guys sit down, and I think that he should be the one speaking. Like, Mom,
1000%.
we feel this way, but it should be him guiding the conversation, because you don't want her blaming you for anything. He needs to be protecting you first and foremost. That's the thing. Like, if you feel a certain way, then I think that you need to communicate it, and he needs to stand up for you. I think that's the best way to go about all of this. I think that it needs to be explained to her that you guys have been busy. And I don't know. I mean, obviously some people are, I'm like, mother-in-laws.
Some people are crazy.
I don't want to like offend any other mother-in-laws. My mother-in-law is fantastic, by the way, but I think there's this like kind of like consensus that mother-in-laws or father-in-laws, but mostly mother-in-laws, can be a little bit crazy.
Especially the
Here's
guys.
The thing, my mom's a mother-in-law too.
Well,
so
especially a guy's mom, like there's the stigma that like they can't let go of their like little boy kind of vibe. So I'm not saying that's the case, but it's a stereotypical thing in general.
That's the thing. It's like no one wants to be on an episode of TLC's Mama's Boy. Have you seen that show before?
No, I've seen clips.
That's the thing. It's like, you want someone who's going to stand up for you, who's going to protect you, who's going to like, speak up for you. So I do think he needs to do that. I don't know if he's doing it or not. I agree with like, I don't know if maybe we're dancing around the bush a little bit of like, oh, well, you know, we have a budget. It's like, hey, we have a budget. We cannot invite other people. Like, I'm so sorry, that's not happening.
I was going to say, even saying like, we have a budget, that's not outwardly saying like, we do not want people we do not know. Like, you can obviously just be aware even if that's you trying to say what you mean, but it doesn't come out, like it's making it seem like it's a different problem. It's a budget problem. So I'm sure she'd be like, oh, well, we can help pitch in or something like that. But you're like, no, the problem is I don't want, like, don't make a secondary problem when you can just go to the original one instead of being like, oh, it's a budget thing. Haha. Like, hope that they get it. It's like, well, what if they're randomly like, well, we have the money.
Or be concise. Yeah, I want 20 people there and the 20 people are invited and are coming. So we don't have any more space. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Or yeah, pick the 5 people you want. Again, I have never had an issue like that. I can only imagine how hard that is. I know how hard it is to speak up. So I empathize with you there. But I definitely think a conversation's meant to be had. I do think it needs to be your husband talking to his mom, not blaming you.
And also, you're starting a new marriage. I think that boundaries need to be set and precedents need to be set for him to go to her and be like, hey, Mom, I love you, but my wife comes first.
Yeah.
This is how things are going to go. You know, you can choose to be in our lives or not, but, you know, I love and respect my wife and I'm going to do what she wants to do.
And I'm glad you mentioned you guys moved quick at first, because I think that's going to be only harder for the mother-in-law to accept the fact that you are now the main woman in his life. Like, she didn't really have time to process that. So I think it's even more important for your husband to say something of like, hey, I know this has happened quick. I know it may, like, he needs to reiterate how much like you are his person also to them. Because if they're calling you the ex's name more than once. Oh my God,
that's right. Yes.
It feels like they want, this is me allegedly saying shit, but it makes it feel like they want him back with her. If they're still, why is his family following her? I'm sorry. Like, to me, that gives, hey, we would rather him be with this girl who we liked and blah, 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 blah. That is on him to be like, why do you follow Linda, my ex? Sorry, Linda's out there. Linda. But like, it's just like, this is my person. You accept it or you don't. You are like, if you love me, then you accept this. And I think he needs to be the bad guy.
I also think there's nothing wrong with him going to his family and being like, hi, unfollow my ex.
Yeah.
You know, I have respect for her and, you know, whatever, but I don't want anybody to be following her. Also, I do think that, to the person who wrote in, to Anonymous, I think that keeping in mind, I want to give people the benefit of the doubt. I want to say that the ex name even if it was multiple times, she didn't know.
Linda.
I want to believe that.
Sus.
I want to, but also I want to believe also that because your relationship was newer at the time, maybe that's why they were still like clung on to the ex. You know, maybe they had a lot longer of time to get to know the ex, like whatever it is. Like I want to give
Madison, Addison, maybe that's the case.
exactly. Maybe they're both named Stacy.
Exactly.
But I do think like I want to give them the benefit of the doubt more so that you can sleep at night.
I will say too, just to add, it's embarrassing for them to get your name wrong, not you. Like
Absolutely.
like correct them every time. Be like, oh no, sorry, it's Stacy.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, like again, that's Stacy.
Oh.
Like, oh, I hope you remember your granddaughter's name. You know what I mean? Like what? Like, oh, like that's a them. That is that. Even if they're trying to be like mean and weird about it, that is so embarrassing for them. Be like, do not let 1 ounce of you be like diminished by that.
Agreed with that.
Screw that. Okay, next one. Is he the one? I love when it's anonymous.
That means it's juicy.
Okay. How do you know that your significant other is your person? This kind of goes back with what our other girls. I've been with my partner for over 5 years. I'm 24 and he's 29. However, I don't know if he's my person. We both are still figuring out life. I'm still in school and he is working on advancing his career. I think for me, I have never really been able to envision my own future. So it makes it hard to even know if this is who I want to be with or if he's not my person. I understand no one is perfect. Both him and I are flawed. P.S. There was never any cheating, yet I still don't know. I see other couples and see traits in their partner or the relationship that I wish was in ours. So overall, the question is, how do you determine someone is your person for life?
I mean, first off, the thing that stood out to me was if you've been together for 5 years, then he was 24 when you were 19. Those are two very different times in your life. Like mid 20s and late teens, like that's already, not to say a red flag, but like a little bit of a red flag to me. But also, I think if you're having doubts, you're only 24 and you've been in this relationship for such a long time. If you're already having doubts, I personally think that it's a good time to take a break. I think see other people, see if, things feel differently, or if you really miss him, then obviously you guys could always get back together one day. But I just don't want years and years to go by. Let's say you get engaged, get married, have kids or whatever, and then you still feel like, wait, I like that in this couple. I like that in that couple. I will say, as someone who's in a relationship, I do see certain things in other couples where I'm like, wow, that's so cool. But I'm so happy and secure in my own relationship. I've never thought like, I wish I had that. So that might just be in my own personal scenario and like situation. But I do think if you're feeling that longing, then I think it might be a clue for you that maybe this isn't your person currently at this time.
Yeah. My first thought too was if this is already you, I'm going to say settling. That might be a strong word to use. But if you feel like you're already kind of settling now, you'll only feel that 20 million times more in 15 years if you're married. Like you should definitely want to be with someone. You don't have to be perfect people, but like even at their lowest, you should be like, I want to do life with you. Like you are my person to be by my side my whole life versus I don't know. Obviously I don't know your guys' relationship at all. And I'm just going off of the vibe of the email and stuff. But even you being like, he's trying to advance his career. What came to me right away was like, that's what he's telling you he's doing. Like, I don't know why, but it did. Like it came like, he's like, well, right now I'm just focused on this. Like, is he into you? And is he into your guys'
you don't love me. You just love the idea of me.
Yes. Like my thought was like, is he just telling you that to like make you happy? Or is he not wanting to rush the marriage of it all? Like, I don't know. I think that's something to think about. But in the end, that's irrelevant.
I'm really just stuck on the age gap of it all. Like I think 35 to 30, even 30 to 25, like that is like you're in a little bit more of a similar journey. 19 and 24, like to me, that's just such different pivotal times of your life where you need to learn and you need to grow. Even being 24, like, yes, he's older than you, but he's still young and has like a lot. Yes, he's in his career trying to advance his career and like totally understand that. But also,
I think now he's 29 though. And now she's 24.
Oh.
But they met then.
Yeah.
But still, I do think like when I was 24, I didn't even know who I was, like let alone to be in a relationship. I'm not saying you can't be that age and get married or be in a relationship. But for me personally, I didn't even know who I was. So since you were so young when you were with him, I know 19 feels old, but maybe you still need to figure out who you are. And maybe this is you growing in a different direction. And you're like, wow, those are traits I want. and I want in a partner, not just a boyfriend. Like you can have multiple boyfriends, you can be in love with multiple people, but like when it comes to choosing a partner for your whole life, you should be picky with those characteristics and factors and stuff.
Overall, I think that it's a good time to focus on you. It seems as though in the relationship, you feel like it's very much about him, about his career, about his life and all those sorts of things, which is great for him. But I think for you, you need to focus on yourself, your career, your life, your family, your friends, all those sorts of things. And if he doesn't fit into that, then I think it's a good time for a break. Again, whether or not you guys find each other again, like only time will tell. But as of right now, you should be in a relationship that you are so happy in and not looking at other people and be like, I wish I had that. I wish we did that, because that's just not fun for anybody.
Yeah, I know this is cliche, but again, it's like you either grow together in a relationship or apart. So especially if you're finishing up school right now, look for jobs that you want, even if they're in other states, even if they're in different areas. Like don't make your life revolve around you guys as a couple, because if you guys need to be long distance, like you should follow your own dreams and he should only support that instead of being like
Lauren Conrad.
Yes. Like, yeah, that'll suck. But I think right now it's scary for you to probably even think of the future or plans because it's you guys together. So like, not even saying you have to break up, but just focus on you right now, regardless if he's with you or not. And if he still aligns with you as you grow into who you are, you'll know. Like your main question was, how do you know if it's your person? I think you'll just know. I always say that.
You do know. For sure. I think it's just because you're happy and time flies, but you're like, oh my God, how am I so happy?
Yeah. And they should want the best for you. They should never want to hold you back in any way or dampen
your radiance. Period. Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this solicited advice. We hope we did an okay job. I'm going to be honest. So many of these things I'm currently struggling with as well. So I don't have a lot to add, but Alisha gave amazing advice.
I thought you gave great advice.
Really? I thought that I did a bad job, but it's okay because that means I'm going through it and you are not alone.
And the moral of the story here is you are not alone.
No, and you are not alone. Let's change that's the title of the episode.
Yeah. And thank you guys so much for writing in. Again, hello@prettybasic.com. And maybe the next time we do another little bonus episode like this, we can do more advice. I love this, I have to say, which there will be some more bonus episodes in the future. So you guys just can't get rid of us.
We love you guys. And thank you again, Google, for sponsoring this episode. And we will catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.